Foundation, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to another edition of Authors Afternoon. Authors Afternoon is a prized initiative of the Foundation. The Foundation regularly holds sessions where people share their interesting experiences and insights with us. This session is being held in association with Taj Bengal. Our guest today is Mr. D. Sivanandhan, a former police officer. Welcome, sir, to this edition of Authors Afternoon. Most of you know about the Prabha Khaitan Foundation, but it is mandatory for me to say 2 lines about it. The Prabha Khaitan Foundation actively promotes the arts and cultural exchanges with an emphasis on reflections and inclusivity. It brings together literature, education, performances, and conversations that are centered around gender equity with a strong focus on women. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. D. Sivanandhan, a distinguished former IPS officer with over 35 years of experience. He is the former DGP of Maharashtra, and he is known for his strategic leadership in combating crime, corruption, and terrorism. As CP Mumbai post 2611, he played a pivotal role in strengthening the anti-terror network. He is the recipient of the President's Distinguished and Meritorious Service Awards, and he has served the CBI, the IB, and the National Security Council Secretariat. Post-retirement, he has been a strategic security advisor with the Reserve Bank of India. He has been a visiting faculty with several premier institutions, and he has been the co-author of the bestseller, Chanakya's 7 Secrets of Leadership. He is the founder of the Mumbai Roti Bank, which has served over 10.5 million free meals till today. I would also, once again, welcome, sir. I would also like to introduce Mr. Manoj Mohanka, who most of us know. He is a businessman and an entrepreneur, and in his own words, he is very interested in the affairs of the state and the state of affairs. He follows religion and politics very closely, and when he feels very strongly about it, which is quite often, he writes about it. And he's a regular contributor to Quint and Rediff, and he runs a trust where he educates Muslim women from underprivileged families. So now it's over to Manoj to take us through this evening session.
Thank you so much. A strategic thinker, is often viewed as an oxymoron for a police officer. Add to that traits such as courage, such as integrity, and a heart of gold. That makes it the rarest of rare combinations. But in Mr. Sivanand, or Sivanandana as we all know him, it's this unique combination that comes together and has given us one of the finest police officer that this nation has known in recent times. It is my proud pleasure and privilege to be in conversation with him. It's my honor. What we'll do by way of a format, if this is amenable with all of you, is we'll request him to speak for a few minutes. Since I'm sharing the dais with him, although undeserved, I'll start with the first question and then leave it for the audience to be interactive right from the start. So we'll do a back and forth rather than wait towards the end for the audience participation. I trust this will meet with your approval. Yes. Sir, over to you.
Yeah. Can I stand?
Yeah, please.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the outset, I want to thank the organizers, Khaitan hackathon group of people, because it is an unexpected bonanza for me to come from Mumbai and organize such an elite gathering here and do such a event. It is unthinkable. Yeah, I got it. Mr. Dinesh Trivedi is not here, so I must thank him. He is a friend of mine, and he has done this. So in his absence, I want to thank him. And I also want to thank all the eminent IPS officers. Mr. Raj Johuri is here, and so many others are, so many Mitras there, and serving officers, IGs and deputy IGs and additional DGs, so many of them are there. Some of the senior most ophthalmologists are there. My friend Dr. Natarajan had requested them. I recognize them also here. And their families, to my utter shock, I found that in Mumbai, the invited person doesn't come. He is busy because he has to do something else. But here, a lot of them were very warm-hearted, say that I'll bring my family too. My batchmate son, Abhinandan, is a commandant in the Coast Guard. Where is he, Abhinandan? Sir. So he is there. He is brought his wife from Nagpur days. When I was CP, he was a student there. So I want to thank all of you, because having sparing time is the biggest gift you can give. This is part of your life. You have given that to me. I am very, very grateful to you, because this is very, very unthinkable for me that I could pull out people like this and bring them here. Ophthalmologists, police officers and others, entrepreneurs and things like that.
Sunday afternoon, sir.
Sunday afternoon, siesta. You have forgone siesta for me. Thank you so much. Second thing is, in this Roti Bank, we have served more than 26 million meals. 10.5 million sounded a little half. So 26 million meals we have given. We are actually galloping. We are galloping, and I am willing to start anywhere in the part of the any part of the country, provided the person who runs is trustworthy. In other places like Aruna Bahuguna and Latika Saran, P.K. Mishra, Keshav Kumar, they are all retired Director Generals of Police in that particular states. So we began with a bank, and it's working very well. So that's it. Now about the book. The book is nothing but the singing of the glory, the praise of Mumbai Police, which used to be criticized earlier for patronizing the very same gangsters. The gangsters began in 1920 with Karim Lala coming from Afghanistan, the Pathan gang, and then Haji Mastan coming from Tamil Nadu, my home state, and then Varadarajan Mudaliar coming, 1920, 1940, 1960, 1980, until 1980 these guys ruled the roost. One thing is, they all shared the booty very nicely. Everything, whatever area, geography, profit, business, they shared. They lived with a lot of bonhomie. They used to call one privy council meeting, and they will all assemble. They sort out the area, then profit and sharing and all that. If anybody was dead, he was drowned in the sea, because quietly, nobody knew who died and when he died. Because this Haji Mastan and Varadarajan Mudaliar worked in the port as port workers. And none of them, these guys know Hindi also. Haji Mastan never could read any language, only Tamil. So with that, they became port worker to one-third partner of Mumbai underworld. So that is how it went on well. They never needed Sivanandhan that time. But in 1980, my son of Havaldar, Ibrahim Havaldar, Ibrahim Kaskar was a Havaldar in the very same crime branch where I worked for 6 years. Additional commissioner and then joint commissioner. So he upset the apple cart. He came in the picture in 1980, began in a small, humble way in this line, like Adla Badli, that is selling a watch to an unsuspecting tourist. And then when the money is exchanged, pluck that original watch, plant a duplicate, and somebody will blow the whistle and say police, police. Then this guy is all scoot, and the visitor is left with a fake watch and the money gone. Police Havaldars used to call him and give him one slap and make him sit in the corner and go away, because Ibrahim Havaldar was a head constable in the crime branch. That is how the patronage. 1984, when Samad Khan, when this guy, Daud Ibrahim started thinking that in a big way that I will eliminate a Pathani Muslim and the Konkani Muslim will take over the kingdom, that is where the blood started flowing in Mumbai. So ladies and gentlemen, the book is there. It is going to be given to you as a complimentary copy. You can read. But 3 types of shootouts used to take place. We are not talking about stabbing, hanging, running over by vehicles. These are all lesser known. I am only talking about shootings. So what happened there is gangsters shooting against each other, The minute somebody is showing his head, some other gang will shoot. Gangs are who? Daud Ibrahim, Arun Gawli, Amar Naik, one Ashwin Naik, and then Abu Salem and Subhash Singh Thakur and various others. Whoever had a gun could run one gang there. And most of them, this new crop I mentioned, owed allegiance to Daud Ibrahim. Daud Ibrahim, being son of a Havaldar, he started this shootout of Samad Khan, and then in the court the accused was produced and the accused were shot by the other gang 6th September 1983. After 3 weeks, the ones who shot were brought to the same court and they were shot by the other gang. Look at the audacity. Where is the police? Where is the judge? Where is the government? Where is what? So that is how it is. 1987, 3rd March, one Babu Rashid was shot dead in a Jacob Circle lockup. And then 1992 in JJ Hospital in a 10 by 10 room on Subhash Algankar, having shot the brother-in-law of Daud Ibrahim, was shot by the Subhash Singh Thakur with multiple AK-47s. 657 rounds fired in a 10 by 10. 2 constables who were protecting also were killed. That was incidental, collateral. They never touched a policeman at all. So with this kind of a thing going, the shootouts started. I mentioned about 3 types of shootouts. One is the gangsters shooting at each other. Second, the policemen shooting at the gangsters. They used to say that one gang used to patronize the other. When the gangsters shot, it is murder. If the policeman is asked to do that, it became encounter. So that is a very famous encounter specialist came because of that. So many movies, Netflix things have come on that. So that is all advertisement for them. So the last one is the gangster shooting the businessman for extortion. Like Lawrence Bishnoi is doing it now in Mumbai. Rohit Shetty, Salman Khan, then Disha Patni in Bareilly, and then blah blah blah. This is all Ranveer Singh and everyone. So what happens here is money starts pouring in for the asking. So this came after 25 years of gap which we gave, and the book is celebrating that only. The last one was in 2002. Encounter and the gangster shooting businessman stopped at 2002. The gap was about 23-24 years, and then in January 2025, Baba Siddiqui, an MLA, a wheeler dealer, a real estate guy, was shot by Lawrence Bishnoi gang, and he is worth 15,000 crores. In between, 95, 97, Sunit Katav of Kata Mill owner was shot dead. Gulshan Kumar of T-Series was shot dead. Taqiyuddin Wahid of East West Airlines was shot dead. Like that gallow, all builders, all businessmen, but they were worth hundreds of crores. And what is the government guaranteeing protection for them? Zilch, none. So that is where somebody has to be brought in, and then we had to put a full stop. Now you will ask why? Because the petition, encounter petition, done by Abu Azmi of Samajwadi Party, you all know about him. When Javed Fauda, one man was shot dead, he filed a case. One Sebastian, PUC, a lawyer, also filed. They were clubbed. Justice Aguiar inquired and said that's a fake encounter. He also said 95 other encounters were fake. So all these boys, Pradeep Sharma, Daya Nayak, and all of them went into hiding because they had to face murders. So when the police went into hiding, the gangsters went up and they went active mode of shooting people. In 1998, they shot 101 businessmen, ladies and gentlemen, to death, not injury, to death. That means every third day, one businessman on the road or in his Mercedes or in his office would be shot dead. Where is the government? Where is the law and order? That is where, when I was serving in the Naxal affected area of Gadishiroli, I was brought as joint CP. Then the mandate is do whatever is written in the law or constitution, whatever it is. So in that thing, whatever strategies we did, I'm not going to talk about it later because he told me only to speak few minutes. We'll talk about it later. Whatever strategies we did is the book all about. But the taste of the pudding is in the eating. From 2001 to 2002, later to up to 2025, one shootout of this Baba Siddiqui. Until today, there is neither a police encounter nor there is a gangster shootout. And that is the story of that. It needed somebody with courage, it needed somebody with honesty and integrity, because that encounter petition could have sealed the life of so many 95 squads of police. But we won the case in Justice Ranjana Desai's court in Bombay High Court. This book has a URL, link is given, you can read the judgment. 14 years later in the Supreme Court, Justice R.M. Lodha also gave a favorable judgment. So this Sajanar case of Hyderabad and so many other cases would all come under the ambit of the Supreme Court judgment. So that became a landmark judgment for guiding the policeman as to what is this encounter all about. So that is it. Now, when we go through the discussion and when you ask question, I will answer. This is the sum and substance of the book. Thank you so much for patiently listening to me.
Thank you so much, sir, for that brief introduction. First and foremost, I want to ask, is this book, the way you described it, and for those who haven't read it, until I had not read it, I actually thought it should have been in the fiction category, but I realized it's a non-fiction. So I must commend it to everyone over here. It's a very, very pacey read, and it's almost unreal. And to know that this happened in our lifetimes is really, really incredible. In the book, sir, you mentioned that 75, 77, when the emergency took place, that's the time Dawood Ibrahim consolidated his position. Right? So the emergency in many ways worked antithetical to the purpose that was set out. And then from then on, he began to follow what is called now known as a disruptive technology. He started doing things which were not previously done, moving into other people's territory, etc., etc. And then, of course, in 84, in 84, he left India and has not appeared on our soil since. Will you take us through this?
Yes, sir. This is the formative stage is 1920, as I mentioned. But that was a very peaceful coexistence of the guys. Varadarajan Mudaliar used to be the Robin Hood by bringing that Ganapati Pandal. And even Chota Rajan later followed the same thing in Chembur called Sayadri Mandal, where he spent 3 crores of rupees to be the Robin Hood and the do-gooder to the people. So when that was all going on, doing up an image building exercise for them, the bloodletting was absolutely unbearable. And in Mumbai, anybody could be shot anytime. And they themselves, for example, a man called Satish Raje, he was the financier of Dawood Ibrahim. JJ Hospital border, he had a car, innocent guy. He believed that his bulletproof glass will give him safety. So he had a car with a bulletproof thing, with a foreign engine. And then these guys, 2 of them, the other gang, went there when he was waiting in the signal with a hammer, 2 hammers, they hammered the glass in 1 second. The poor fellow didn't ever believe that this bulletproof glass will save him. Against bullet, yes, but not against hammer. They pinned him down with bullets and went away. So the same thing happened to this guy, Sunit Katav, had a Mercedes, beautiful one. And then in the Mahalakshmi station, in the junction he stood. Both sides, Amar Nayak and his gang person came on motorcycles on both sides. Mumbai traffic, Kolkata traffic, you all know very well. So if there is jam-packed, you can't move an inch. No maneuvering at all is possible. So he got killed there. What? Hundreds of crores. Vallabh Thakkar was shot in the car. So like that, when that happened, then this, that is all in 95, 97. You asked me about 75, 76. That is a very formative age. The guy is born in 1955. So in 1975, he would have been about 20 years old. But he began at 14, 15, 16, all that he began. But then under the benign law and the leadership of so many people, this grew. The bloodletting started only in 1983, 84, and Samad Khan and this court, Killa Court is the place where I described. So all that happened later. But when that Samad Khan's case only, Alamgir is the name of the accused. In that case, when he got the bail from the court, he went to Dubai. He went there and built a huge business because the profit of sending gold and electronic goods is huge. He built a house called White House, the White House. Then he ran a big hotel with all Russian girls and others serving there. And then he had a partnership with the powerful ruling elite of Dubai. Then the main catastrophe, with your permission, sir, I am slightly moving away. The main catastrophic event for the whole country took place on 12th March 1993. After the Babri Masjid was brought down on December 6th, there was a riot and they were completely smashed by the police as per the law. And then 15 days later, the majority community went around and smashed the properties and killed people. Then the police did whatever it is. But then that was not an equal measure. So the minority community people, when they wanted Dawood Ibrahim to do the equalizer, they went to Dubai and had a meeting and said, do some equalizer business, whatever it is, whatever it meant. But then when he approached the ISI, he brought, with the help of Additional Commissioner Customs called Somanath Thapa, in Diggi 1992-93, when after this Babri Masjid, 4,000 kilos of RDX, that is 4 metric tons of RDX, in the name of black Kala Sabun, because RDX is a malleable thing where any color can be given. It was black, so black Sabun bolke, Kala Sabun, extra money he took, put all his men on the other side when this mall was going inside Mumbai city. Tiger Memon, along with that 2000 AK-47s, 2000 hand grenades, and also equal number of bullets. They're distributed all over Karnataka, then in Maharashtra, in UP, Ujjain, various places this property went. Your friend Sanjay Dutt was handling this, and because of that, he went to jail for 6.5 years. It's all known to you. But on 12th March, what happened is, again, I am elaborating because it's not only making profit in smuggling and things like that, it involves national security. The biggest catastrophe ever in the world, that is organized by the mafia, a bomb blast, a terrorist attack took place where 257 Mumbaikars lost their lives, 857 were injured, 900 were missing, hundreds of crores worth of property went up in smoke. Your 9/11 came much later, that is 2001. This is 93, ladies and gentlemen. And these FBI directors came, 4 of them deputy directors. I was deputy director IB. I went along with them, gave them a gunny bag full of evidence that material came from a cantonment called WAH, W-A-H, Pakistan. They did nothing. No anti-terrorism move was done by them. But then, only when the 9/11 took place, they took cognizance of that. So this is how the scenario, Dawood Ibrahim, we mentioned about how he began in 75-76, where he ended is absolutely unbelievable.
So just one interjection on this. While 26/11, we had intelligence garnered that there was something on the anvil, right? But 12th March 93, was there a complete blackout of intelligence? You were at.
I would agree that there was no evidence whatsoever. But the flurry of activities of bringing so much material and getting it stored in Mahim, near the Mahim police station, in a house called Al Hussaini, belonging to the Tiger Memon, Yusuf Memon, and various others, should have brought the antenna up and they should have picked up the signal. It did not happen. It's the biggest failure, I must say that. But nobody entered into a blame game at that time. Because Sharad Pawar came as a defense minister to chief minister, ran the system, everybody went to office. Mumbaika resilience was appreciated. This went down the carpet. But I want to tell all of you, 26/11, 6 pieces of intelligence did come from the intelligence bureau, saying that people, 10 terrorists from Pakistan would come by boat and get on the attack a hotel situated on the seaside. This came, Hemant Karkare called all of them, all the hotels, issued instructions as to what to close, what to open and all that. They followed. But over a time, it all became lax. And then what happened on 26/11 is well known to you.
So, in hindsight, sir, before I open it to the audience, in hindsight, we were aware but not prepared, to use your words, for 26/11. I have a different question to ask. Mr. Karkare, as the ATS chief, apprised all the establishments in the vicinity that there was danger lurking. Over a period of time, given the nature of the business, they were not on their guard on a sustained basis. On a practical basis, when there is this kind of indefinite intelligence, which I understand and appreciate is the nature of the beast, how does one do it on a sustained basis to ensure that a repeat doesn't take place?
That is the recommendation given by this R.D. Pradhan and V. Balachandran committee. I'm sure all of you know that. I don't want to elaborate because that's, that will take a long time. But that is where they have given all do's and don'ts and things like that. And they are following, but they are not following also. Between you and me, all that happened, flurry of activities there. I became the commissioner of police, about 600 crores we spent on anti-terrorism mechanism. I brought in so many A, B, C, D, F, G, H. We brought it. But again, the taste of the pudding of that is that no attack took place. Uri, Pathankot, various other places took place. But in Mumbai, after what we did as anti-terrorism mechanism, no blast took place, no attack took place. Whatever it is. We created a force one equivalent of energy. Energy itself has been given a place in Marol. And then guns and training, policemen, QRT. I went to Israel and brought trainers and trained all the policemen. All that was done. But what you asked is specific intelligence, why action was not done? Answer is leadership failure. But to support the Mumbai police, I would say, what about like I've learned from the TV channels at 8 o'clock, even in 9/11 inquiry report, if you read, it is the intelligence was there, buzz was there, but it is only lack of imagination which led to the catastrophe. This is the last line in that 9/11 inquiry report you can read. So in the whole of the world, perhaps everywhere, this kind of a buzz about intelligence is bound to be there. And then how the people assemble, put up the maze and read a picture out of that and take action is the leadership question. So in Mumbai, I must say, the various inquiry commissions led to the blame of failure on the part of leadership. Leadership included the commissioner, the home minister, the home department, the Delhi government, all of them included in the leadership thing. That is where Mr. Chidambaram swung into action, created energy hubs in Guwahati, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and all within a particular date and time. We also had a copy called Force One. We did all that, whatever we could do in a short time.
Anyone from the audience? Yeah, sir, please.
Sir, I'm a Mumbaiker and I have lived in several cities in India. What is the reason that the Mumbai police is considered the best police force in the country?
Sir, thank you very much.
That's a very risky. No, that's a very risky question to ask. I do hope you'll be able to leave safely.
Sir, I want to give you a statutory warning. You are surrounded by all IPS officers sitting there. So be careful about framing these words. But I am pleased like a punch because you are complimenting the Mumbai police. So I'll not elaborate and earn the ire of these people. Sir, you want to say something? You want to say something? Please. Please. Yeah.
Thank you, Shiva. Yeah, before I ask the questions, let me tell you that we have known Shiva for a pretty long time and he has been one of the finest officers that we have in the Indian Police Service. My questions, I don't know how many questions I should ask you, but my first question is that you named the book as Brahmastra. Now, Brahmastra, are you referring to the two acts that you have, Makoka and MPDA?
One act.
One act.
Yeah.
Then these are the two separate acts.
Yes.
So, which one you found to be Brahmastra? That is number one.
Yes.
The second question is that what do you think was the single action of the Bombay police under your leadership which broke the back of the terrorist organizations? These organizations.
Okay, sir.
There is third question also.
I have to remember that.
So actually, sir, these two are related questions. If
Okay,
he addresses,
let me
let him address.
Let me answer
address.
that, and then the first question is about the act.
The two acts.
To act.
Yes.
Yeah. What Mr. Chowdhury asked is about these MCOCA, Maharashtra Organized Crime Control Act.
Yes.
That is the Brahmastra. The easier option for me to sell more copies would have been to say the encounters, 300 of them which took place during the tenure, would be Brahmastra, to sell book, make it a small bit of a controversy and sell more
Sir,
copies.
just one interjection, apologies. But you also will address why, because you were able to use MPDA very
That's
effectively.
what I'm coming. So that is a controversial route, and that became a thorn in the flesh, because all these guys used it for their own personal extortion. The police officers I'm talking about, and then got into punishment also. All of them have been punished absolutely equally or equitably. So that is not what I am saying as Brahmastra. Brahmastra is the NCOCA creation in 1999. I was in the group which made the law secretary, and then Mr. Ehsaas Puri, if you know Mr. Ehsaas Puri, 1967 batch, he is no more. He is the legal luminary, and he made the framework. We borrowed from Canadian, American laws and gave a definition for the first time to organized crime, and then make it a absolutely strong law. If any Patrakar is there in their language, it's a draconian law. But earlier Tada was misused. 75,000 people were arrested in a year. Kota was misused. Whereas in a year, we could arrest only 45, 47, 64 max. Only 12 cases were made, because making out the case against anybody under MCOCA was made tough. One should have done 3 crimes charge sheeted, taken cognizance by the court of law. 10 years, only 10 years. For example, Dawood Ibrahim, the last case we registered is a 1993 bomb blast. And so he will not come into that now. So that way, and then again these cases should be punishable with 3 years of imprisonment, not any small time crime. So like that, additional commissioner to approve and additional DG to give sanction of prosecution after the investigation, and they have to stand in the court of law and they will be grilled. Even today, I go to court in Thane and give evidence for what I have given sanction in 2005, 6, 7, 8. These years I was commissioner. So they grill you for a day or two as to how did you apply your mind and things like that. So this is what is the Brahmastra, as I call it. Now MPDA. MPDA is Maharashtra Prevention of Dangerous Activities Act. This is very there from time immemorial. It is there from the British time, like the Gunda Act, and in UP, sir, you're from that place. So this is a thing like that, where the Commissioner of Police is the judicious power of detaining somebody for 1 year without any trial. Only thing is, when we detain, we have to give him a copy in his mother tongue. All the evidence we have to give. For example, if this Karim Lala is detained, he will say Pushtu, Afghanistan, some tribal language is my mother tongue. All our evidence, 2000 pages, we have to translate in Pushtu. When we do that, if there is any mistake, he is out. Or if even a carbon copy or other copy is faded, he is out. Within 12 days of detention, he can go to the government, home department. After 12 days, he goes to a petition, writ petition in the High Court. And one interesting anecdote is, okay, now before the anecdote, I'll say, we used this law, dusted it from the box and brought it out and detained 1,600 criminals with a 95% success, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, this encounter singing the prize is very easy, whereas hard work by the policeman and the commissioner of police, that time it was Mr. Ronnie Mendoza, 1966 batch, he signed all the documents, but we won in all the high court cases to the extent of 95%. Ladies and gentlemen, if 1600 man years was spent behind the bar, that much crime has to come down. So why are we giving credit to the encounter specialists and pay them money to the amount of hundreds of crores? That is my question. So I said, MPDA cannot be a Brahmastra, but the newly made law against the fading away of Tada, Pota and various other things, I call that as Brahmastra, sir. So that is the ultimate weapon we could fire against the Acha. One more thing to substantiate your question. The first case was a two-time elect mayor called Milind Vaidya, obviously a Sishana, Andagunda and all that. First time he was shot, he survived. Second time, one Daud Ibrahim boy called Azizuddin came from UAE and used an AK-47 and mowed people down in the Rasta. They were having a darbar, a party, drinking party, where three of them around him were shot dead, and this guy with bullet injuries sustained because he went to the Hinduja hospital nearby and became alive. We arrested 10 of them, charge sheeted within 12 months of the incident, sir. Within the, I am talking about all to the police officers, within 12 months of the incident, the trial was complete. 10 of them got hanging. Obviously later they got converted into life sentence. A collective fine of 1 crore 5 lakhs was levied. That broke the back of the Acha. The other example is Bharat Shah. A movie called Chori Chori Chupke Chupke. After this Rakesh Roshan was shot on the left arm and they wanted money, he paid. So that time when the industry came very heavily on us, we did this operation where Bharat Shah was arrested with this 2,500 crores personal wealth. He stayed for 19 months in the lockup. He didn't get any bail. After that he got bail from a Supreme Court judge. But then he later got conviction for 12 months also under IPC, not under MCOCA. But the director of the movie and one more guy got 6 years each under MCOCA. These are signals. And then one serving judge called J.W. Singh was arrested. 28 months he was behind the bars. He was a serving sessions court judge. So this sent the signal that nobody can, once caught, nobody can escape from this law called MCOCA. So I call that as the Brahmastra.
Shiva Avarkal, while we are on this, since you alluded to the film part and Mr. Roshan being shot, why don't you take our audience through the way the gangs attempted to control the film industry, all the expropriation and the funding?
Yeah. Your question has the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, all these gangsters were funding and financing because it was easy. But also they charge 60 to 80% interest to these film people. Whether it bud gaya hai, ya chalta hai, ya box office hit, they recovered the money by various other means. That is why when Daud Ibrahim was living in Dubai, all the cinema actresses and others used to be paying obeisance by going there to dance. His 12-year-old girl's birthday party, I was the immigration officer. 83 artists, including a Bengal-based top actor, of course he is Bombay-based now. So they went overnight, came back next day. I have the immigration records, and they sang and danced for this birthday of this girl and came back. That was the power because of the funding and financing. But when we did this operation, Government of India recognized film industry as an industry and started paying money for making films through NDFC and through IDBI and various other organizations. That's a gift what we have done. But between you and me, don't they take money now from the gangsters? Answer is yes. They do take money because that bonhomie, that dance between them and them is there. For example, Abu Salam, at a given time 20 movies would be on the floor where he has funded and financed. Money came to him from where? From the very same Bollywood. He specialized in collecting money. Even when we arrested him in Lisbon, Portugal, and brought him, I was in the CBI at that time. Mr. Vijay Shankar Tiwari was the additional director. So he had about allegedly $40 million. He is dying to go back. We brought him under MLAT. So he says it's all over now. Send me back so that I can enjoy the money there. So this is the kind of link they have. So he collected money from Bollywood by extortion and put the money for making movies. Rajiv Rai is a producer. He was shot by this Abu Salam's men. My police constable called Mohan Singh stood there and shot them back and drove them away. Paraji went away to USA, came back. Immediately, 2 movies he made with the girlfriend of Abu Salam as a reparation or a penance or whatever it is.
This is Monica Bedi or
Monica Bedi, called Ishq Vishk Pyar Vyar. And one more movie, even Naam Bhi Nahi Janta, 2 movies she made. Sanjay Dutt.
Pyar Ishq or Mohabbat.
Whatever it is. my Hindi on Pyar Ishq Mohabbat is very weak. So what happened? These movies were made with Sanjay Dutt. He is another mule in the hands of these gangsters. Jo bolta hai wo, he is too willing to do that. So he was the hero in all this Pyar Vyar, Ishq Vishk Mohabbat and all that. 2 movies he made, but it didn't see the light of the day because it's not worth watching.
So one personal question since Sanjay Dutt was my senior in school.
Lovely, you're lucky.
But he was many years my senior. Even so, do you think he was complicit and the 6.5 years was deserving of the crime of storage?
Much more than that, actually. What we did was, I'm talking to you plainly, openly, because it's full of police officers and it's being recorded also. So when he was arrested, his father had a fantastic image and he went around, met Shiv Sena leader, and then they appointed a Justice Mehta committee to review all the Tada cases. You understand the meaning of that? So many of them were given a rebate, and this was also watered down, and Tada was removed from the statute later, lapsed, whatever is the correct word. But then he got punished for having 5 AK-47 and 15 hand grenades. None of them were recovered. Someone had tipped him when he was in Mauritius shooting that about this. So his friend Nalmala went there and destroyed all of that. When the police went to recover, they recovered only a small spring of an AK-47. So there are a lot of internal sabotage also. But then, by the end of the trial, he didn't get punished under Tada, but he got punished under Arms Act for having been in possession of Arms Act in a sensitive zone like Mumbai. That is what happened to him. But you know, multiple times he got parole and he came back and did marry and then produce movies, all that he did.
So Diwali, sir, is a festival of lights. Right? As we all know, even in Bengal, it's a huge, big festival of lights. 1898, Diwali for you was black in Mumbai. Will you take us through that? What exactly happened and why the businessmen called it a black Diwali?
With so many police officers, my adrenaline is blowing up. So I have to stand up and speak. So here, when this killings of 101 businessmen was going on, 800 trade representatives, for example, hotel industry, cinema industry, pharma industry, each one of them representing, assembled in a place called Birla Krida Kendra in Chowpatty. All of you know, Ipshita knows it better. So there they assembled. They summoned the CM, Mr. Manohar Joshi and Mr. Gopinath Munde from Shiv Sena and BJP respectively, and then showered abuses. They said, what kind of a government is this and is worth all that, whatever liberty they could take, they took. And then they said, we will fly black flags on the Diwali day on our offices and the houses. And from then onwards, refused to pay tax, Allah Mahatma Gandhi, saying that hum nahi karenge tax. So that was the abuses showered on them. I had come then, July, somewhere I had come as joint CP crime. I sat there and passively like a Balika Bakra, I heard all of that. Then, after that is September. Then on 1810, October 1810 was the Diwali day. As the wrath of the people would unfold, early in the morning I get a wireless message that in Antap Hill, a businessman Gupta ji was shot dead in his house. I went there in uniform and then I came home and removed the uniform. In the afternoon in Dadar, another businessman was shot dead. I went there and of course people had no time to protest because they were celebrating Diwali. Then in the evening by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, Pali Hill, another man was shot dead. This is the reward of doing all these kind of things and all that. But that is where we began that this can't be allowed to go. What actually triggered my anger is shooting of one Kurup brothers, Krishna Das Kurup of Madras Cafe in Bandu. They never were involved. In others, I got a list of all the Shetties, Hegdes and others in the hotel industry. Payade, Hegde, Shetty, these are the common names. But these guys never indulged in anything. They asked for 25 lakhs, they didn't give. They went there and point blank shot them dead. Repeatedly, the blood was flowing on the white marble in that shop, and repeatedly the TV showed. It was a very, very disastrous effect it had on the morale of the police. Even the public lost the confidence in the government as is the government we are paying taxes to. So that is where it triggered that we must do something about it, and it was done. One woman in Kalyan, of course it's away from Mumbai, just as a thing, she told in the TV that my husband goes for work every day in the morning at 5 o'clock. I get up at 4 o'clock, make a dabba, and give it to him. I really don't know whether he will come back alive in the evening. I said, this can't be said when I am in charge of the crime. Commissioner was Mr. Mendonca, but I as a joint CP crime took complete ownership and accountability as to I have to set it right. That is where all these strategies. I will take the strategies also very quickly without elaborating. One is 1600 detention. Second is 2500 guns, including AK-47 and hand grenades recovered in 3 years with rewards and incentive. Next is to go and find out from BSNL that I can tap the telephone of Daud Ibrahim and Chota Rajan in Cambodia. Cambodia was Chota Rajan, and the Karachi guy is Chota Shakil and Daud Ibrahim. That was a revelation, ladies and gentlemen, eureka moment. Because all the telephone tapping we did was belonging to these foot soldiers worth 1 rupee. 200, one Dr. Jaikar was killed for 2000 rupees supari. Doctors are here, eye doctors are here. He is a good practitioner, known to Pasricha and so many other IAS officers, Yashwant Bhave and others. Because of some patient died, they went and hired from Jaunpur of UP on 5,000 rupees to 2 of them, and they brought Katta and shot him dead. Life was so worthless. So that is where you had to go and do 2,500 weapons we recovered. That's another, and this telephone tapping which yielded rich dividend because I could directly hear Daud Ibrahim or Chota Shakil telling people. So we saved the lives of Amir Khan, then Mahesh Bhatt, O.P. Datta and so many others because they are the ones who ridiculed us by saying that Bombay police came once when the whole thing was over and then the blow with the whistle and wear the blue shirt and blue half pants and things like that they used to show.
Circling back to the actors whom you just mentioned, most of them retracted from the statements they had made except for Preeti Zinta.
That, I give them all the time. Even now I go on telling in all my podcasts, they have a soft underbelly and they cannot go and defend themselves. They go in the public. For example, they could go to a marriage and do dance and charge heftily in Delhi or Kolkata or anywhere. So what kind of a protection can we give it to them? So they are nice to them by paying money. They go and say bye-bye and pay money, and they are nice to police by paying the police by looking after the policeman, paying the charges also.
No, but the question to ask is, why did Preeti Zinta stand apart?
I have not met her and asked her, so I am not able to answer. But she is the only one with the case we made out. I would like to meet her one day and ask her. But she is the only one who did that. All others, Shah Rukh Khan and others, backed out. And for obvious reason, I am only supporting them, saying that they can't be protected fully because they are fully exposed and they have a soft underbelly. For example, Lawrence Bishnoi, sitting in Sabarmati, is attacking them continuously because it's a shower of money. The minute you make a phone call now, money will be showered.
But what gave you the strength to walk without any bodyguard and protection in Marine Lines?
Sir, every day thousands of businessmen were called. A marriage took place. Alishan Shadi beti ka kar diya, 5 crore de do, 2 crore de do. If you bought a flat, there was a call immediately. And then if you bought a car, there was a call immediately. So when they come, I tell them, we are having come to the police, we are fully protected, we are duty bound to protect you. You go. and some kind of an arrangements were also made. But in case as a person promising security, if I go with that scale security, आगे एक गाड़ी, पीछे एक गाड़ी, and Marine Drive walking, the whole world is watching me with the guns and things like that. What kind of confidence message do I give to the people? That I can't protect myself, I need so much of protection. How can a businessman be told, you go without it, I will protect your back? So to send a message that yes, you can live, and I believe you, I am telling you on oath that whoever had come to us from then to later, no harm reached them at all because of the confidence we gave. So I had to go without the guns because I can't. I hope all of you understand that if I have Z-scale security and tell you, you go, nothing will happen to you. How will you believe? That's what happened.
So what was the reaction of your family members when you were on this Rambo Act?
This Rambo Act is actually, I want to tell you this Rambo Act is because all the police, half of the audience is police. Organized crime will think about cost of an act. Killing a policeman or killing a joint commissioner as popular as Sivanandhan would have cost them a lot. And they are in this business only to make money, ladies and gentlemen. No religion, no God, no nothing. Money is everything for them. So, the lot of policemen's sisters were married to gangsters. Vice versa, gangster sisters were married to policemen. So the information flow was also free. So with that kind of a web, of that, whatever you do or speak reaches to them. I hope you all understand. All the policemen will reach. In a crime conference, whatever you speak, it can be recorded and given to them. So that way, you have to walk the talk. When you say something, you have to walk the talk. You can't be a coward and try to. Okay, the other thing is, before Ripshita asks the question, she is Miss Johri actually. So, the Umartha, the unwritten rule is that please mark my words, I am not talking about ISI or Indian Mujahideen or any other terrorist. I am talking only about Mafia, Kolkata Mafia or Mumbai Mafia. They would never touch the families of each other. Nobody's wife, nobody's child was ever killed or even attacked. Blood was not drawn. Point one. Point two, no policeman would ever be attacked. That JJ hospital and all was collateral. He happened to be there, so he got shot. Whereas in JJ hospital shootout, one top class man was killed called Babu Reshim. 7 policemen allegedly were there. None of them were injured. They don't want to take panga with the police. I hope you are getting my answer very clearly. Killing Sivanandhan would cost them a lot. I hope you are satisfied, sir. As a business community, you will understand the cost of crime cannot be so heavy. So I am alive and telling you the stories.
So, Uncle, having known you for many, many years now, I was lucky enough to be in Mumbai at that time when he was commissioner and then became DG. I had on many occasions a chance to interact with him on a couple of things. One thing it's just something that stood out, is that I think you have a tremendous network of, for want of a better word, spies, or I don't know what it is. Informers, yeah. Which I realized by way of casual conversation about something with him. I think I had only come to ask about a person about something, and the next day the entire kundli was with him. Of this person, which college, who made this, that and the other. And that is when I realized what tremendous underground informers you would have. So I would really, and I'm sure that must have played a huge role in your success, in this entire thing. Because that's what is key in Mumbai and Maharashtra. So could you share some of your pearls with us on that?
That time, we are talking of 98, 2001, the mobile phone had come into being only in 96, 97 or something like that. And those mobile phones were also hardly mobile phones. They used to only move with you. No other technology was available. Now, as we have this recording and various other things, software has come up. So today, my policeman, I'm not talking about Calcutta policeman, don't do anything to me. Mumbai policeman comes and says, CCTV kute. Mr. Ranade is here, an IPS officer. CCTV kute. If CCTV is not there, he is not able to detect. Whereas during our time, I am telling you, you cross-check the fact. Each case I visited as Joint CP Crime for 3 years, 100% detection took place because of the human network. Human and tech is known to this side of the audience. So tech intelligence came into fore now because of the various apps and invention. AI will give you intelligence even when it is not there. Untruth also can be told as truth. But that time, I stood up to say that the minority community guys were the major bulwark of my informants. So this hate thing which is spreading all over this, that and all is not true. Okay, we paid them enough and more, but the trust and the way we operated brought lots and lots of people. To answer your question, success brings success. Once when a man gave an intelligence, you worked on that and it yielded result, you paid him enough and more, makes him to come back again and again to give us the intelligence. So if we use him and then expand him, you know what it means. Give him away to another gang to get him shot. That is expendable material. If you do that, obviously it becomes dry. So if you create trustworthy atmosphere amongst informants, I want to tell you, we had complete access to the minority community and they were the ones who were by and large acting in various things. Of course, Chota Rajan is the patriotic Hindu Don and things like that. But even today in his gang, Muslims are there, and even today in Laud Ibrahim gang, Hindus are there because they worship only money and not anything else. Yeah.
So my question is, regarding, since you have so many informers, what actually happened in Saif Ali Khan's case? Because the story is of very poor imagination, that the domestic help's boyfriend stabbed and the little son took him in an auto. So what actually happened?
The safe answer for me, madam, is to say, listen to me. It's a very interesting question. I wrote one scathing article in the Indian Express about this, asking the unanswered questions like you are asking. One they remain unanswered only now. But I can only take the escape route by telling you, this has nothing to do with mafia, so maaf kariye, main nahi bolega. Because this is a very murky kind of a thing. What happened and all, we really don't know. They just completely closed it with very. Same thing, yesterday one Patak, my driver, who brought me from airport to this hotel where I stay, asked me about Sushant Singh Rajput. He is from Bihar. So he says, by Saab, aap mujhe ye bataiye, what happened to Sushant Singh Rajput? So like that, these are unanswered questions about this Saif Ali. Better not go into the details, ma'am. So, because whatever you say, there is no incontrovertible evidence to prove this claim or that claim. Completely safely buried. Nobody is bothered. The poor fellow is identified and he is there. Whatever happens to him will happen. But that's it.
Time has just flown, so the last question, which again I will snatch,
Yes, sir.
which I will snatch. Sorry, I apologize. Please.
Ladies first.
Please.
We'll come back to you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you so much for this such an enriching experience. I salute everybody here. It's very heartwarming. Sir, it's a little personal question. So, I see a lot of passion in your talk. I see a lot of hard work you've done. So, what is the wind beneath your wings? What is it? Because when I look at your personality, you come across as somebody very approachable, very calm, and yet you've done something absolutely unimaginable. So can you take us a little bit into your upbringing and what has brought you here?
Ma'am, you can give a very long winding answer in self-praise, but I don't want to do that. I would only say this much.
Something genuine which I take back home.
Ma'am,
Yes.
this is this. Success makes you to look for more success. You know? The nasha of people calling you the latest James Bond will make in India. New James Bonds are all coming now. So when someone says that you have done very well, this ho gaya, ye ho gaya and all that, it takes you up to the heavens.
So what kept you grounded is my question.
Grounded is that you could be brought down from there in no time. One encounter petition. Listen to me, madam. One encounter.
He forgets to mention his wife and 2 daughters who kept him grounded.
That is a compliment to my wife Lalita. So this man, that
Yes.
what makes you to work more and more is that nasha of being praised. The Mumbai Times, Bombay Times will put you on the first page. A lot of people will come and say, oh, third page, and the third page is for the man with the wine in hand. For me, it was the first page with the gun in hand. So it was. So what happens is, if you put up a guy on a pedestal and say you are Vikramaditya, he tries to become one. So that is what happens.
So
when people say, oh, you have done this, you have done that extremely good, others have not been able to do, you really think you are a real hero and you are capable of doing
So
it.
what metal is Sivanandhan made of? That's what I mean. You've come this far. What was it? That little secret.
Ma'am,
So
one
can I
line,
add
for 1 minute,
sorry,
sir.
sorry, no,
One
no,
minute, sir. Only 1 minute, sir.
Sorry.
What actually the truth is, self-praise, I can write another book also, that I am the avatar
But
of
you are
Lord.
not the person who gets guided by self-praise, something I can openly
Not at all,
answer.
madam. You will
I
never
know
get a
that.
book on self-praise. But what is this? Is when you get an opportunity to turn the tide of a historic tide, you identify the opportunity and hit a century. For example, this changing the crime from 1920 to 2000 is 80 years of total bull run by the gangsters. When you get a historic chance to change it, you should recognize. And if you do, so I did work for completely closing because we don't know that it will close the way it ended. But you can strive for it, you can go give it full, what all you have, samadana veda danda. So that if you use and come out as a winner, you get. So one more opportunity. How did I become Commissioner of Police Mumbai? When this Pakistani attack took place, the morale of the people was low. And the police lost their morale because 18 of them were killed brutally, undeservingly they were killed. So that time they needed somebody who had proved earlier, so I became the Commissioner of Police. Otherwise, commercially, it's a very costly job to be bargaining for. But then when it came free of cost because of the reason that you have done earlier something remarkable. So that's
So I just want to embellish her question, which I think is very relevant. So the same system that produced you, absolutely exemplary police officer and a role model, how does the same system produce a Vaz and a Pradeep Sharma?
This is a question where they had gone to Netflix and made a movie called 1983 Batch. Total bunch of lies there. It says they were given a carte blanche and some Mr. Aravind Inamdar trained them only to go as bulls unleashed, go and shoot out anybody and all. This is not as per law. So this Sachin Vaze and other people were the brainchild of a political leadership. They wanted to exploit the mahal that time. Whichever government was there, I will tell you specifically, it is UBT. Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray was the chief minister, and this was 16 years, he was under suspension and removal. He was their spokesperson in the TV. He is revived, brought and put on top of the commissioner. Commissioner also entertained him. That is where the Antilia case was the pinnacle of debacle. And then they brought glory, or otherwise, the other word of glory was done. That is the explanation which I can give. This is a product of the political changes which has happened in the recent times.
Sorry, so just what you said about opportunity. So my question is, when preparedness meets opportunity, success happens. So I just want to go a little more down and want to know what is the metal, what is it which prepares you, what is it which calms you, what is that one thing which keeps you so focused? and not get carried away, because you said about self-praise, but had you got beguiled by that, you wouldn't have been where you are. I don't really buy that.
Easiest way in Mumbai to get lost is get into Bollywood relationship, ma'am.
Yeah.
Maya Nagri is one where you celebrate a birthday and see what happens in Mumbai. I have a friend who says I'm a Mumbaiker, or it could be true of Delhi, Kolkata, or any place where you celebrate a birthday and allow access to people, you are drowned. So, I'll borrow one word only from you, it is focus.
That's
Focus
exactly
on honesty,
yes.
integrity and delivering what you were supposed to deliver when they appointed you. That's what.
At the start in my introduction, I
Yes.
also mentioned that he's a police officer with a difference and with a heart of gold.
Good, yes.
We'll end this session with him telling us a little bit about the Roti Bank.
Yes. And
I will tell about the Roti Bank. Before that, since an opportunity, बार-बार आपने opportunity दिया, I purposely let it go.
Yes,
But in
I
one
felt
line,
that
I will
because
say,
I'm a psychologist, sir, so I could know that you're doing this.
ma'am, I'll sit in front of you and answer all your questions you study. I want to tell you, when you do all these things, you have to build a team. In the book, it is written. One thing is, I don't want to miss that. IC-814, when the aircraft was in Kandahar, we detected it. This story has never been told in the last 25 years. We kept quiet as a secret. But when the Netflix came, they had the Hindu names and all that. I published in the Indian Express for the first time. It is worth reading. And under this thing, what is that I want to go to say to you?
IC-814.
IC-814.
Yeah.
You know, when you are building a team, I had built a 70,000 square feet school in Thane free of cost, away from the government. In the name of the commissioner. Commissioner is the owner, but I built it, each nut and bolt belongs to the money I gathered. I built a hospital of 5.5 crores, gave it to WOCAT under MOU. They built a stadium free of cost, 2.5 crores, because I had a 4-year tenure there. I built 30 gymnasiums, 25 lakhs each in Mumbai, in police stations, worth 25 lakhs each, 30 into 25. Then built training center, one free of cost in Thane, one in Mumbai. So if you do all these things and take care of your men, flood them with resources and then empower them, you become a servant leader. There is a book by the name Servant Leader. You become that and they will give their life. For example, in one of those so-called encounters, a police constable took a bullet in his stomach. The first one to reach the Sion hospital was me. And I met the lady, Mrs. Deshmukh, Smita Deshmukh. So, paid all the money besides the government thing and took care of him, brought him out, got him a gallantry medal. Now, his family and then people, they all owe so much of gratitude to you. So, go out of the way and build a relationship. That school, Thane Police School, please visit in the website, www.thanepoliceschool.com. We produce under a MOU with people who are running private school running. It produces, ladies and gentlemen, only first class and distinction from 2007 to now. One constable's son called Mihir Shinde is studying in the final year of BITS Pilani. His father is still a constable. He is studying in BITS Pilani. His name is Mihir Shinde. So if you do this, then definitely they will give their life. That is the answer for you.
There's one other thing I'll elaborate on to answer yours, and he will explain it to you. Our first Governor General, C. Rajagopalachari, he wrote a devotional poem which was, and the operative word there was, I don't know the Tamil well, but he will explain it, Kurai Odnum Illai. And I think that really establishes his entire thought process, because I've not only followed the book in this process, but I also went through several interviews of his and writings. And I think that's his underlying philosophy, and I'm very happy to be corrected, sir, if...
You know, you're perfectly right. Kurayundrum Illai means I have no desires left. I have nothing left in my life that you have to give. It is an appeal to Krishna. So he says, Kurayundrum Illai, Krishna, that you have given me everything, I have everything, I don't ask for more money, more gold, more other things. That is the meaning of what Raja. This one is sung by M.S. Subbulakshmi.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic song.
But it's Rajaji's lyrics.
Rajaji's lyrics, yes, sir. So that's it. So you give your best to the policeman and they give you the best. If you ask me, what did I do personally? zero. They did all that, and I only remained as a leader, facilitating them. Like they came to Kolkata, and then I became the commissioner of Kolkata and asked them for a vehicle, for a kabari, for a protection. They went to Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi. So you enable them to do better job. Once a child was taken away in Madhya Pradesh, Indore, and then they came chasing to Mumbai, and they came to crime branch, and my men went to Kolkata. Kolkata, they found out the child is in Chittagong. They went to Chittagong and brought the child. So that is the kind of people who you have to encourage and fight. The problem solved, international border and all, baad mein dekhenge. That is how it was. So that is how you create trustworthiness amongst the subordinates.
We know these names: Kamte, Karkare, Pawar, Sadanand, Major Unikrishnan. They all gave their lives for the country on 26/11. I would request all of us to stand in silence for a minute.
Sadanand Date is the Director General of Police, Maharashtra now. He was the NIA DG. He just came. He got 2 years now.
Ashok Kamte was my trainee.
True, sir. Thank you. So 2611, about whom we are all paying respect, another book can be written.
Some do's and some don'ts on 2611, right? If the book is a...
We will that. Their families, the ophthalmologists and sir, Mr. Jory and madam, and also the child Ipshita, all of you, thank you so much for coming here. And thank you so much, sir, for doing a wonderful job.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sivanandhan. It was such an interesting and intriguing talk, and you spoke about many incidents, and all of them must have been so very stressful, but when you told them to us, we thought that it was like a cakewalk for you, and with a dash of humor too. It was really a great conversation, and thank you, Manoj, for steering the conversation so well. And we would like to thank Taj Bengal for partnering the event. And the Prabha Khaitan Foundation always supports local crafts and local artisans. And we would now like to present a small memento to Mr. Sivanandhan, and to do the honors, I would like to invite.
बलमारे तोरे नैना बड़े चित्त चोर बलमारे तोरे नैना बड़े चित्त चोर